Okay, I think that's better. The lighting might adjust a couple of times. And forgive me, this is new to me still. So I just realized I have not prepared for this hardly at all. Hang on, I need my notes. I need to make notes and then I need my notes. Okay, I think I'm actually ready this time. So recently I started up an Instagram and a YouTube channel about my aquarium stuff. And I had a few tanks set up at home already. But this tank has kind of been like, I've actually shared all of it. I have to adjust the lighting. Oh, what is this? Stop adjusting. I'm switching sides because the camera keeps trying to adjust the lighting to my face. So now I'm facing the light. That seemed like a good idea in the first place, but you know, I don't always think of these things until I see how bad it looks. And then I'm like, that needs to be different. Anyway, notes. Finally have my notes. So this tank has, from birth to current day, been on my Instagram for like the past couple months. I recently started up a sponsorship, as a few of you would know, with Hygger. And honestly, if I didn't have Hygger's help, I wouldn't have this tank right now, because I do everything super low tech and I usually do tiny tanks and just change the water more frequently. But seeing as this is the shop that I work at, the owner and I both kind of wanted something bigger, something a little more flashy for guests, you know. I mean, you can make a small tank flashy, trust me. But this is large and on the wall. It's very eye-catching. We have a little bit of a fun little background with fishy stuff in the shop. Some of our product, I'm just going to leave it at that. Some of our product is grown hydroponically. So that's kind of like fish system stuff. I don't really know the basics of it, but honestly, like, if you have fruit and veggies and herbs and stuff growing out of the top of your fish tank, you will know very well how good at growing plants that fish are. They're like, they're little powerhouses. It's awesome. They use koi fish right now, and I use endlers. It's completely different, but I've always been fascinated in aquatic critters. I just like animals in general. I'm a plants and animals person, but recently fish has kind of come back to me. I had a lot of aquatic pets as a kid. I had turtles, I had goldfish, you know, a betta or two. I think we kept some frogs. My grandma kept all kinds of crazy animals. She was an animal nut like myself, I guess. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to come in here and check out the progress of this 30-gallon for the shop and talk to you guys about it. Show you how I went from absolutely nothing. I'll try to put some clips of what it started to look like. I don't think I posted many pictures online of how I scaped it. And I pick things from outside and just clean them. I don't like to let things get too complicated. I said before, I like to keep things shrimple. It's funny just because I love shrimp. They're kind of my like special favorite, I guess. But let's maybe take a closer look here, if we can do that. So it is a 30-gallon with an active substrate. So there's some schmutz and pond compost and stuff underneath the sand. I try to do that with every system. Obviously, you don't have to. You can just do sand, especially if you have something like quarries, because they kind of sift through the stuff. You don't want them stirring up that nutrient layer. But without like a nutrient layer, you're going to need some fertilizers and things in the water, or really healthy producing fish. There's a little bit of algae going on, but I'm not too worried about it. I actually kind of like algae. I know a lot of people think it's like a bad sign for their tank. It's really, it is, but it isn't. Algae is trying to tell you something that you may not be 100% aware of, and it's fixing it for you for now. If it gets out of hand, like I know what it is. In our water in this area, we have tons of iron, like lots and lots and lots. Like some people's water is orange. You can still drink it. You should definitely like purify it first, otherwise it's gonna taste like pennies. But we have a ton of iron in our water, so next time I get fertilizer, I'm probably going to try to aim for one that has 0 iron in it. But I also have to be very careful about anything with copper, because I always have shrimp in my tank. Every single tank is going to have shrimp and snails in it. That's just kind of my prey ecosystem critters, if you'll call them that. Like the bottom of the food chain guys, you know. The substrate nutrient layer is very important for especially healthy stem plants, healthy rooting plants. I do a lot of terrestrial house plants and things out of the top also. They will eventually burrow into the substrate and sap from the substrate also. But besides fertilizing your nutrient layer and having a good source of nutrients from the water via fish, fertilizer, water, what have you, you also want a really good light. And I always usually go super cheap with the lights, like just a garden lamp, something, or an LED, or not LED, like a floodlight, like a plain floodlight. I usually go super simple with the lighting, because otherwise, if you don't have plants that can compete with the light, you will get algae, which is probably part of the problem here too. I just know we also have a ton of iron in our water. So when I set this tank up, it had a little like grow light bar thing, angular across the top. It looked absolutely shit. It was bad. And I got an email from Hygger asking me if I would do another product review video, and I was like, yeah, but everything you guys want me to do is so stinking fancy. I'm not really that kind of an aquarium person. I like to go super natural, you know, let nature do the hard work for me, because honestly, I think it's prettier. Like, I love aquascapes. I love aquascapes. They're stunning. They're beautiful, but you know what? They take a lot of work. They take a lot of work to keep it looking clean and uniform, and like the Iwagumi style, the 3 stones or whatever, 3 Iwagumi, I think it just means 3. But they take a lot of work, and I will do that one of these days when I can afford the equipment. But right now, I'm just like, light air heater, we're good, you know? But I was really worried that this tank wasn't going to get enough light for the plants to thrive. Once I got everything planted in here and I had that bar across the top, I was like, okay, this is a good start, but these plants are going to start dying off if I don't get something stronger. The tank was too big for the light to like hit the bottom well. The like the lower layer plants, the carpeting plants, if you will, weren't getting any light. And now I have almost no dwarf Sagittarius on the bottom because, or Sagittaria, sorry. It's also my zodiac sign, so it's kind of hard to make sure I'm saying the right one. Okay, so before I so rudely interrupted myself with having a cheap garbage phone, I was saying I got an email from Hygger asking me to do another showcase video, another review of something super nice, and I was like, I like to keep it very nature focused. So I really like, what I really need is just like a heater and a light. Do you think you guys could do that for me instead? And they were like, yeah, totally, let's do that. And they asked me what size tank I have, what what dimensions and stuff that I needed. And then I got this awesome light in the mail. Oops, sorry, not used to having I got a real mic. Yay! I don't have to voice over everything anymore. It actually kind of sounds good. Sorry. It's normally pretty easy to talk about my tanks to customers and things because it's spur of the moment, but this I feel like I had to plan for. Quick, easy videos are way more my thing, but I'm going to try to start doing more like actual YouTube videos. Try to anyway. I'll at least make some super chill lo-fi stuff, and then go from there, I guess. I'll try to be a little more comfortable with you guys seeing the bare bones and like the very basics beginnings to these tanks, and like what I do for a substrate mix, what I do for like, I don't know, just how I set the tank up, I guess. I kind of do like a black water system. I don't know if, or a black water startup. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that, but basically my tanks all start out as a very dark amber biotope of just like microfauna and junk, so that the tank has a really like tough startup, I guess, or like, how do I want to put it? I give it the business first. I let it get rough and nasty and dirty and test the water after like a month, and I take a little bit out, put some fresh stuff back in, and keep monitoring. Even when I like start a new tank, I still prefer to let it sit a while. Like, patience is key when it comes to putting an ecosystem together, like an actual functioning ecosystem, not just like, ooh, it's an ecosystem. Like, no, I try to make sure that there's micro or meofauna, shrimp and snails at like the bottom of the food chain. smaller fish, and then maybe 1 or 2 larger fish, if that. I kind of like my little guys. I'm much more of a small tanks person. But with this, me and the owner really, I think I said this already, me and the owner really wanted a big, like, beautiful showpiece kind of thing for the guests to see. And I was concerned that the little bar light that I had, that little glow lamp thing, wasn't going to be enough. So I was super excited when Hygger reached out to me and was like, hey, do you need anything? Do you want to do another video? So that being said, when I made that little short or Instagram video, whatever you want to call it, they're basically shorts because I can't make them very long, otherwise nobody sees them. What happened was I went through everything and kind of played with it a little bit, and this isn't Hygger's fault. I just am really bad at reading manuals. I just kind of get lost. I'm more of a hands-on learner. So I started playing with it a little bit and figured it out of what I wanted to know. You know, like what's the timer thing do, and ooh, pretty colors, stuff like that. Well, the Hygger rep reached out to me and was like, why didn't you showcase all of the things? Like, we love the video, but why didn't you showcase all of the stuff? And I was like, there's more? I was like, I had no idea there was more stuff to it. That's kind of crazy to me. It's cool. Like, again, super fancy. I'm not a super fancy person, you know? So I was just kind of rolling with it and being like, I can learn all the ins and ends. I'll read the manual. I'll do my best. I always say read the manual, but trust me, it's not easy for me to read the manual either. Not every time, anyway. Sometimes I can sit down and just do it. Other times it's like, I can't read this right now. So anyway, I was super excited that they sent me this, and I was really worried that the old light wasn't going to work for the tank because it's so big compared to what I'm used to. I was worried about like the carpeting plants not coming in, or not breaking through. There is a ton. I don't think you can see it here, but you can kind of see the little roots. There is a ton of duckweed up there, and it's still this bright. I'll show you guys what it actually really looks like. I brought my skimmer. It's a hair pick, like literally like an 80s hair pick. That's how I get the duckweed off. And then I turned it into food. Like, a lot of people don't like duckweed, and I get it. I really do. But it's so useful. If you have the time, turn it into food. Or get a fish. Well, not always get a fish, you know, but if you have a goldfish or something that loves gnawing on those plants and stuff, like, feed it to them. It's really high in protein. Anyway, getting off topic again. Sorry, I do that. So I was worried that the light I had wasn't going to be strong enough, and I was really excited to get this in. I played with it a little bit, but apparently I did not touch on all of the specs. And when they reached out to me and asked why didn't I was like, what, there's more? So I went through and I read it all, and they sent me a message too. Here's the extra stuff that you missed. And I was like, oh my god, thank you. I can make notes. So here are all the extra bells and whistles. The Hygger HG221 Pro Timer Aquarium Light has 2 modes. One mode is daylight mode, with auto daylight cycle for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, or 12 hours with a 15-minute gradual change. So it actually kind of like slowly turns the light up as it's like switching to daylight. It's like the sunrise, and it also has like a sunset. It's really cool. I was like, when I set that, it's not on it right now, I just have it on so it's easier for filming and it's light's not going to change. But when I set it the first time and just watched it like slowly raise the light, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. It's like an actual sunrise. So pretty. And then there's moonlight mode. So custom color, you can choose the color for moonlight mode for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, or 12 hours. Again, you could do like a lower color that's going to allow the fish to sleep for another 12 hours. You're probably going to get a lot of algae if you do something like that. But it's not to say that you can't do it. I mean, if you just have plants in there, go nuts, right? 5 brightness levels for the 2 modes. And then I did notice this actually. Really quick. There's 10 color options. I thought there was only a few. I was like, oh, so pretty, red, blue, green, yay. And then I was like, ooh, amber. And I freaking lost focus like I do. So I stopped. So in a minute here, I will show you all the other colors. This I did notice. The light bar sits almost an entire inch off the top of the tank, which is way better than most lights. Most of them sit like right on, like level with the top of your tank, which, I mean, it can work, but if for someone like me who likes to actually kind of get their hands wet, shout out to Fish for Thought. Yeah, love that guy. He's cool. Very funny videos. For someone like me who actually likes getting their hands in the tank and trimming the plants and maybe adding a couple more rocks, you know, just getting in there and tinkering with it a little bit. Not going crazy and ripping up plants and like making a mess of everything, but like trimming things back, maybe planting some new plants that I think will look good, more rock work in the front. I keep thinking this little gap would be nice if it would fill in, but we'll have to wait and see. The dwarf sag. So the super long stuff is actually from my old tank. And that's because I use a really cheap, like, just grow lamp thing. And I don't know if any of you have ever kept dwarf sag, but it grows crazy tall if you don't have a very strong light. So it's not exactly dwarfed anymore when you don't give it enough like proper lighting. So with this, you can see the new growths down here are actually staying pretty short. They're getting enough light, even through the mat of duckweed on top. And again, I'll clean that up a little bit so you guys can see the actual like brightness level of this. Okay, first I'm going to take some of this duckweed off the top. And you can just see how insanely thick that is. I don't know if you can really see it on camera, but there's a lot of duckweed. I actually am considering, I used to have red root floaters, but my light was not strong enough to make them very red, and my flow was way too high for it to want to stick around. And I just ended up getting sucked under. And I don't know if you have experienced anything with red root floaters, but they kind of just keep trailing along. They add a little lily pad every new leaf. So the back end ends up kind of like sinking itself, which is really weird. But hey, nature is a little silly sometimes. God, this is so much. Oh my God. It's been like only half a week since I took the duckweed off the top. And same with the plants, like from about here and up. That's an entire, I don't know if you can see from like here and up. That's like an entire week's worth of growth, which is unheard of for me. Like normally I'm used to these plants taking a couple weeks to grow a few inches, not 1 week to grow a half a foot. It's nuts how much a good light will change the game for you. Also, I'm sorry the light keeps fluctuating. It's trying to catch on my face, but it's not doing a very good job. I'm just going to look the other way and keep scooping duckweed. And I have a little pond outside that I just kind of chuck this in. Not like a pond, not like an actual like wild pond. It's just a big tub outside. Watch out, babies. I know, you guys are like, what are you doing? You haven't fed us for a whole day. Then you wake us up from a nap just to steal the roof. You'll notice that your nanofish are much more comfortable when there's overhead coverage. All fish are going to appreciate overhead coverage. If you think about the life of a fish, it's basically like, if I'm big enough to eat the small guy, I'll be okay. But no matter how big that fish is, it's still going to worry about birds. Anything overhead, herons, all fish have basically learned that if it comes from overhead, it's probably a predator. So, whoops, sorry. So you don't want to be like constantly hovering your hand over, or like I have a low tank, but I don't walk up to it super closely or like reach my hand over unless I'm going to be doing something and I'm already kind of next to the tank. But any tanks that are like lower to the ground, those fish are going to be a little more skittish because you're almost always coming from above. Look how insanely bright that is. It's adjusting a little bit, but it's kind of having a hard time because it's so strong. It's ridiculous. Here, I'll turn it down a little bit. Oh my god, it goes brighter. And even brighter. We don't need that. Okay. There we go. That's mellow. I like that. I'm gonna go dump this. I'll be right back. Okay, really quick before my phone runs out of battery again. Or storage space. It's storage space. I'm going to run through the colors now, okay? So, like magenta pink. That's like a green. Like cyan blue. That's like a yellow green. That's like our light color. Okay, so that's 5. Ooh, okay. That's like breathing color changing. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I see why they were like, you didn't look at all this stuff. Cool. That's our normal tank color. Okay, and then red. Dark blue, that's cool. Super green. And then back to magenta. Okay. I was like, that's more than 5. Or that's more than 10. But no, yeah, I see what they're talking about. Like, I wouldn't be playing with these colors, but I can totally see some girl like wanting a pink tank, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, girlfriend, you get it? I'm sorry, I'm not a girly girl. It's hard for me to pretend to be a girly girl too. I'm like, I would go with green or blue. That cyan was really pretty. I like that. And then the breathing, color changing fade in, fade out. That is pretty funky. I kind of dig it. I wouldn't put my fish through this every day. We can change the brightness level of this too. Yeah, yes, queen. But yeah, super, oh my lord, that's so bright. Super cool. I'll try to play with this a little later. I might be wearing something different because I have just about had it with my phone. So, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for watching this. You have no idea what this means to me. And yeah, I'll keep you updated. Deuces.